Good evening, everyone, and on this pleasant Tuesday night from Kaysville, Utah, we welcome you to KSL Game Night Live Rewind's coverage of high school sports, and you're watching this presentation of Davis Basketball on Game Night Live Rewind, presented by Heidemann Associates and WGU. And tonight, it's a midweek clash in Region 1, as the Syracuse Titans battle the Davis Darts. The Titans looking to play spoiler on this Tuesday night, and the Darts looking to go after their 20th victory of the season. And alongside my broadcast partner, Tyler Gibb, I'm Alexander Timolev. Glad you could join us tonight. And Tyler, first thing I turn to you and I say is, this is a big game for both teams because looking at the standings, Davis wins tonight, they potentially clinch the region, but Syracuse needs a win in order to stay in the race for the playoffs because right now, as it stands, they're on the bubble, literally.
You're right, a big game for both teams, but both in very different situations. Syracuse is 18th in the RPI right now, barely ahead of Layton, who's also in the region. They need a big win tonight. That will boost them, get them up into the top 15, maybe around top 12. Davis, on the other hand, they just leapfrog Bingham to get back up to number 1 in the RPI. If they can take care of business, finish out region play strong, they should remain atop the RPI.
And Tyler just said it. I mean, if you want to go look at the RPI standings online, folks, it's literally a 6,000th of a point that separates the Layton Lancers and the Syracuse Titans. That is how huge it is for Syracuse tonight. But let's get to taking care of business for Davis because they're coming off a 76-42 victory at Weber last Friday. They took control early and they never looked back. They're probably going to look to do the same tonight.
After having a lot of close games early in the year for Davis, they're starting to find a rhythm, starting to create some separation and have some blowouts. Last game, it was close until the second quarter when Davis used their defense to go on a 12-0 run and really take control of that game. They're pretty disciplined on defense tonight. Syracuse went to the free throw line 23 times in their last game. You gotta let Syracuse beat you from the outside. They're making their 6 threes per game. Make them beat you from the outside. Don't let them get to the foul line.
As Tyler just mentioned, Syracuse shot 23 free throws in that. I guess we'll be kind and say it was a slugfest against Clearfield. That Syracuse victory last week on Friday, 46-38, the final there. And Tyler also just brought up, Davis defeated Syracuse back on January 11th, 63-50. And Tyler, in that game, Syracuse was very, very disciplined defensively, keeping the Darts in check, making sure they played their game, and that could be a telling sign of what they probably need to do tonight in order to beat this Davis team.
In the January 11th matchup, it wasn't the usual Colby Sims and Rex Sunderland that beat Syracuse. It was Cottrell, it was Painter inside. So if they can minimize the transition points for Davis, slow them down and make them get into their half-court offense, they can have a chance, but they really need to make sure Davis doesn't get on the break attacking downhill. Now,
if there was a thing that I'm sure Syracuse coach Mike Russell was disappointed with, it was the fact that not only was it not the Colby Sims Rex Sunderland show we expected back on January 11th, but looking at the game film, the front court of Painter and Cottrell were the ones that beat them single-handedly in that game.
Davis is physical inside. Syracuse doesn't quite match up size-wise. Syracuse is really talented in the backcourt, but you get into the front court, Davis has the advantage size-wise, so they need to make sure they get second chance opportunities and don't let them attack inside off the dribble.
Maxwell Painter had a team-high 17 back on January 11th. Of course, Sawyer Cottrell, 15 points, Tyler, all from beyond the crosswalk. 5 3-pointers, that's all he scored back on January 11th, and you know Mike Russell probably remembers that from that matchup.
If you can get Sawyer Cottrell to make 5 threes squared into Davis, you're loving life. Probably not going to happen again, but Syracuse has to make sure they don't let these guys get into a rhythm. You need to shut down Sunderland and Sims, but that doesn't mean you let the other guys find an easy rhythm.
As we are ready to go here at Davis High School, and as we have said multiple times, Tyler, this is a huge week for everybody across the state. This is getting down to the nitty-gritty, the final weekends of the regular season. Only 3 more games remain for Davis, and just 3 more games remain for, 2 more games remain for Davis, 3 more for Syracuse, including a game against Layton, who is currently the 6,000 point behind them. So if there's any hope for them to get off the bubble, it starts tonight. We're underway here. And you'll notice our new score bug. So we are not going to be, so we don't have to sync it up tonight. We're going to try to keep it as working as best we can, as the Titans will take it from out front. Here's Brandon Clark. Clark has it again. Here's Hamblin handing off. Good pressure early on by the Darts to force the Titans outside the property line. Here's Brevin Hamlin again. Clark matched up there against Tate Garf. Back to Carter Semrau. Semrau doubled, and the pass is almost taken away. Nice slip inside, though, and Brevin Hamlin is able to get the first points of the game for Syracuse.
One of those fluke plays where Davis has a great possession defensively. The ball tips the wrong way, and Semrau's able to find Hamlin for the easy deuce.
Tate Garf on the outside, gives it to Sims, back to Max Painter, and now back to Sunderland. Matched up outside. Nice pass inside out, going to Garf, back to Sunderland. Sims along the baseline, and blocked from behind there by Carter Semrau. And it's cleared there by Brandon Clark, and here comes Brock Williams. Williams loses his footing, but gets it to Semrau. Semrau into the body, and that pass deflected and stolen away by Eyrig. Sims into the paint, kicks it out, Sunderland fakes. And the pass wide of Maxwell Painter, and it'll go back to the Titans.
Good job defensively by Davis on this end of the floor. Syracuse has been driving, looking to attack, get to the free throw line, and Davis has been firm on that front line, not letting them get into the paint.
And that is stolen away there by Colby Sims. Here he comes the other way. Sims into the paint against the body, can't get it to go. Painter gets the offensive board, he can't finish. And Brevin Hamlin squeegees it up.
We talked about Syracuse having to play big inside. That's 3 possessions now where they've got the ball deep in the paint, and Syracuse has been able to force a turnover or force a tough layup, get the ball back.
Semrau holding out front, gives it over. Here's Brock Williams. Recorded a double-double in that last game on Friday against Weber. We're going to get a turnover as Brevin Hamlin stepped on the baseline. Just underway here. Brevin Hamlin has the only point so far for Syracuse. The Darts have missed all 4 of their field goal attempts. Sunderland on the drive to the basket.
Quick first move. Sunderland did one little jab step and was able to beat him right off the dribble, straight to the hoop. Strong finish. Didn't let Hamlin step over to contest.
Williams now matched up against Sunderland out front, gets the screen, looks for a cutter, back out it comes to Erickson. Crossover against Eyrig. And now here's Carter Semrau. Semrau gets it poked away and stolen by Painter. They could have numbers. Sunderland driving in against Williams, and he is fouled. Brock Williams with the take, and Rex Sunderland will step to the line.
What you saw there is what Davis does best. They're scrappy along the perimeter with those quick defensive hands. That's now 2 turnovers they've forced as Syracuse has gotten lazy and trapped on the perimeter, leading to Davis transition.
Sunderland hits the first. Dax Brady and Kane King now check in for the first time, replacing Carter Semrau and Caden Erickson for the Titans. Second shot rattles out. Eyrig gets the offensive board. And a new possession for the Darts off the O board. Sunderland Drives down into the paint. Sims, corner three. Short off the top of the backboard, but Painter gets the offensive board. Can't go up and get the putback, but it comes back out again to Eyrig. Here's Colby Sims again, back to Rex Sunderland out front. Kicks it into the corner. Garf, wide open three. No. Again, a strap for it in the corner. Painter gets there, goes up strong, and puts it down.
3 offensive rebounds in the same possession for Davis. Too many bodies caught watching for the ball. You got to go attack on the offensive glass, especially with the size advantage Davis has inside.
Colby Sims checks out, and Sawyer Cottrell in for the first time for the Darts. 3.5 minutes to go, and believe it or not, that was just the second field goal scored by Davis. They're currently 2 of 7 from the field. The Titans have made only 1 field goal, and that was the Brevin Hamlin layup. Here's Clark to the basket, blocked by Painter, and it will go off of Clark, out of bounds. Back it goes to the Darts.
It was 12-10 at halftime in the Syracuse Clearfield game. Looks like we might be headed to a similar score the way this one's headed.
Well, let's hope that's not the case. 3:16 to go. 30-second timeout call by Mike Russell, so we'll keep it here on the air. We want to remind you that tonight's presentation of KSL Game Night Live Rewind's coverage of high school sports is presented by Heidemann & Associates. Heidemann & Associates is offering a free consultation for all of our GNL Rewind viewers. You can call them at 801-472-7742, or you can visit them online at utah.law. Alexander Timolik, Tyler Gibb, welcome in a new audience if you're just joining us on this pleasant Tuesday night midweek game between Syracuse and Davis. And what's been a rocky start, to say the least, for both squads. Painter in the paint, back out it comes to Eyrig. Here's Tate Garf on the outside, matched up against King. Eyrig into the paint, kicks it back.
Hamblin's doing a good job of fighting for position, not letting Painter inside. There he is, picking up the steal, that aggressive defense.
Right on cue there, Tyler Gibb gets the steal. Here comes Clark, splits the double down the lane, and lays it in with a left-hand finger roll.
If Syracuse wants to keep up, that's what they have to do. They recognized that they had a break, they had numbers, and Clark didn't stop, took it all the way to the basket.
Max Painter didn't stop with that one. He got it blocked, though, by Hamblin. Eyrig out front. Here's Sawyer Cottrell. Reminder, 15 points back on January 11th, all from beyond the property line for Sawyer Cottrell. He has been a key cog in the system for Chad Sims. Here's Sunderland. And that pass is out of bounds. It will go back to the Titans.
This defense is being all set up by Brevin Hamlin. If you watch him work inside, he's got his hands up, caused Rex Sunderland to throw that one off. He's not letting Painter establish any position on the inside. It's creating tough passing lanes for the guards to create anything.
3 turnovers already for the Davis Darts as we're under 2 minutes here in the first quarter. King, Clark, Dax Brady, Brock Williams, and Brevin Hamlin, the 5 on the floor right now for the black-shirted Syracuse Titans. We come into this game at 7-10, 3-way tie for second in Region 1 with Farmington and Fremont coming into tonight. Williams cannot get around the defense, and it's dribbled off of out of bounds. That's pretty much the way it's gone, Tyler, the first 7.5, 8 minutes or so. It's been a rock fight.
Syracuse has done a good job at being patient on offense, but when you're going up against Colby Sims and Rex Sunderland defensively, they tire you out. So you've seen a lot of those turnovers after long possessions. As Sunderland gets it going for Davis with the 3.
First bullseye call of the night as the Darts go up 8-4 here late on in the first quarter. As Clark drives in, kicks it to Kane, and that is deflected away. Sunderland all the way to the basket. And the shot was altered enough by Dax Brady, and here comes Brock Williams. and they will reset the Titans will from out front.
Syracuse is having to work so hard just to get a pass off beyond the three-point line. After you've had the ball for 30, 40 seconds of possession, you start getting careless with it. That's what's causing these turnovers.
Clark, crossover, lost it again. Ira coming back with it, and a good transition defense by Kane King to break up the fast break. Cottrell drives, and again another bad pass. It goes right through the wickets of Maxwell Painter. The fourth turnover of the quarter, and I believe we're getting close to 10 or 11 combined turnovers. I mean, it's been, well, I don't know what to call this exactly, Tyler. You're gonna have to help me out on this one.
It's been a lot of long possessions, especially on this end of the floor, that lead to turnovers. And there's another one as we speak. Syracuse is getting a little bit rushed now. They see one possession doesn't work. They go a couple possessions with back-to-back turnovers, and they start to force things. We'll see if they can figure out a way to get some backdoor cuts, pick and rolls, get some movement going to create easier passing lanes.
This will be the final possession of the first quarter as Sunderland will bring it up. Game clock reads 7, now 6. Sims for 3! 2 consecutive three-pointers as King gets it off. Cannot put it into the buzzer. That's the end of the first 8 minutes. So an interesting first quarter, Tyler Gibb, to say the least.
That has to hurt to see Sims knock down a deep 3 to end the quarter after playing so well defensively. You only put up 4 points, but it looked like you were about to be down 4 going into the second quarter. Instead, Sims stretches it to 7.
And that's the lead for the Davis Darts at the end of one quarter. It's 11-4 in favor of the Darts. We'll be back in just a moment after this message from WGU. You're watching KSL Game Night Live Rewind's coverage of high school sports. This is Davis Darts basketball on Game Night Live Rewind. I'd like to remind you that KSL Game Night Live Rewind's coverage of high school sports is presented all season long by WGU, where you can study on your own time and at your own pace. WGU is online, accredited, and affordable. Alexander Timolip and Tyler Gibb for Davis Basketball and Game Night Live Rewind, presented by Heidemann and Associates and WGU. We are underway here in the second quarter of what's been a rock fight so far between the Syracuse Titans and the Davis Darts. Cole Mullen has checked into the ball game for the Darts. Eyrig into the paint, doubled up, turns around, hook shot, gets it to fall. Out front now, here are the Titans. They have not scored a basket in almost 5 minutes of real game time.
Syracuse needs to find a way to get Brock Williams involved. He's been on fire the last 2 games. He had 38 points 2 games ago, and then a double-double with 19 points last game. There he is, creating an easy basket for him, the backdoor cut. He went scoreless last game against Davis, so that made 5 quarters this season not scoring a basket until that easy deuce.
I think you should keep talking about the players that are trying to get involved there, Tyler, because every time they do, they're doing something. It was with Hamblin, and then it was Sunderland, and now it's Brock Williams.
I'm sure Mike Russell knew that he needed to get Brock Williams involved, and draws up a great play to get him an easy basket, get started, find a rhythm.
Sims on the swing. Here's Eyrig in the corner. Sunderland again. Kicks it into the paint. Mullen backs down, and he is fouled by Brevin Hamblin. Hamblin picks up the foul, his first team second against the Titans.
One thing Rex Sunderland does at a very high level, especially for this age, is when he's attacking the basket, he has his eyes up, and he's very in control. He doesn't rush things, and he's able to see those big guys as the defenders slide over. He's able to keep his eyes up and find easy passes in the paint, something that's hard for a lot of guards at the high school level to do. Rex Sunderland is one of the best at it.
It was kind of funny listening to it back on January 11th because wherever he goes, Dusty Litzner said it, he always seems to draw the ire, Rex Sunderland does, of the opposing crowd. Because, of course, according to one publication, they feel he's the best player in the state of Utah, as that pass, or rather the rebound, is lost control of out of bounds by Carter Semrau. We'll come back to the darts.
When you have the scoring ability that Sunderland has, teams will key on you, so that's why it's important, and in order to be one of those top players in the state, you can't be one-dimensional. He's not. He scores the ball, and he's able to pass the ball, get his teammates involved, so they can't just zone in on him without getting beat by the other guys.
Syracuse will take it off the offensive foul by Cole Mullen. We're just underway here in the second quarter of this Tuesday midweek game in Region 1. Here's Erickson. Semrau thinks about it, takes it, leaves it short. Garf goes up and snags the rebound. Here's Rex Sunderland again, matched up against Semrau. Great change of pace down the baseline. Draws the double, back out, Cottrell. Too strong, and Brock Williams lost control of it. He had the rebound in his hands. Instead, it comes back for a Sims three-pointer. That hit off the back rim and then hit off the bottom of the stanchion. It's dead by rule, and we'll go back to Syracuse. Erickson matched up against Tate Garf. Into the high post, Hamblin kicks it out to Semrau, back to Clark. Semrau finds Hamblin, goes inside to the paint, count it, and the contact.
With the pressure Davis is putting on outside, there's a lot of times where Hamblin, if you'll just turn around quickly, is open by the basket. Painter will slide over, Mullen will slide over, and that's leaving Hamblin open. They're just not able to turn around and get it to him quick enough. If they can get that pass, look to move it quick around, that inside can be open.
Second foul called against Cole Mullen. Hamblin now has 4 points. He scored the opening basket of the game, and that was his second field goal that he has scored. 14-8 in favor of Davis. Garf for three. Sims the offensive board. Sunderland. No. Cottrell and Garf go up for it. Garf says, I've got it, and gives it to Eyrig, who will reset. High post Cottrell, back out to Sunderland again. Matched up here against Brock Williams into the paint. Cottrell goes up strong, banks it up, rolls around, will not go. Fight for the rebound, and Brock Williams comes away with it. And an offensive foul is called against Sawyer Cottrell.
That's at least 6 or 7 layups inside for Davis that have just rimmed out. Syracuse has gotten lucky that this hasn't been able to blow up to a little bit of a bigger lead, but good job to keep battling inside.
And Tyler, you would think though, like what we've seen from the Davis start so far, I mean, the missed shots and the turnovers, you'd have to think this has to play into the hands of the Titans though, doesn't it?
If you can keep limiting those baskets inside from Davis, and if you can find a rhythm on the inside yourself, you're staying alive in this game. You see their defense is keeping them in it. They only have 10 points, but they're down by 4 because their defense has been very solid.
14-10 now in favor of Davis. Brevin Hamlin has 6 points to lead all scorers for Syracuse as he misses the free throw. We'll try to keep the score bug as updated as we can. It's currently not correct on your screen. It should be 14-10 instead of 14-0. So we'll try to get that corrected as soon as we can. As we're going to get a hand check about 17, 18 feet away from the basket called against Brock Williams. And Tyler, that's now his second with still under 4 minutes to go.
You can't let Williams or Hamblin get in foul trouble tonight. They're their two biggest playmakers, especially Hamblin inside battling, but you need Williams to set that up and create opportunities for Hamblin to get easy baskets.
Hamlin, who has the ball right now, has 6 of the 10 points for the Titans. Brock Williams back to Hamlin. Boy, got that pass through a lot of traffic to Erickson. Gets it back, though. Can't hit the 15-footer. And Sunderland gets the rebound. And Sunderland got it taken away. Ahead of the pack, here comes Erickson with Cottrell chasing him down. Gets the block, but Williams goes up. And eventually, Garf is forced to commit the foul to cover his buddy's back on the backside of it.
Erickson hit about the free throw line, and he thought he was going to have himself a one-handed dunk, and Cottrell chased it down from behind. Luckily, Williams was there to scoop up the rebound, but what it could have been an easy two, Cottrell saves the hustle play and makes him earn it at the line.
Brock Williams heads to the free throw line where he has 2 right now. He has only 1 field goal. He misses the first free throw. I'd like to remind you that you can follow KSL Game Night Live Rewind all season long on social media. You can follow at GNL Rewind on Twitter, Instagram, and find them on Facebook for the latest stats, news, and highlights that only Dusty and Dane know how to give you in their own unique style. That's GNL Rewind on Twitter, Instagram, and you can find them on Facebook. Williams could not hit either of the free throws. 3 minutes to go. Eyrig backs down, goes up strong, cannot finish it. Another missed opportunity at the rim. Dax Brady, meanwhile, gets the pass ahead, collides with Garf, no call, and back come the darts. Sunderland drives, back to Sims, flyby for 3. Short off the front of the rim. Williams chasing it down, and Clark is all by himself. And this is now a 2-point game as the Titans have opened up a mini 6-0 run here to cut the lead back to 2.
It's happened in transition, off turnovers and quick baskets. The first quarter we didn't see any of that, but Syracuse has gotten a rhythm going. They've been able to control the pace in the second quarter.
Hamlin over to Erickson. Drives in the paint, looks for a cutter, back to Clark, launches the 3. That would have been the Titans' first lead since it was 2-0, but instead it's Sunderland who comes away with the board. Brevin Hamlin leads the Titans with 6 points right now. Rex Sunderland leads the Davis Starts with 5 points as Painter is fouled hard by Hamlin. And I believe that's going to be Brevin Hamlin's second with 1:37 left to go here in the first half.
Brevin Hamlin has been the player in this game that has wanted it the most. Every possession, he is flying around. He almost caused a steal, was in the corner over by the Dorito nacho stand, and came running back to almost get a block. A little bit of an errant buzzer goes off mid-free throw.
Yeah, no kidding. That was quite unexpected. It was almost like in his motion almost. Meanwhile, Jared Hunter checks in for was going to check in. Now Dax Brady comes in his place. Hunter comes in along with Dax Brady. Confirmed as Painter bricks the free throw. Another offensive board though. Sunderland. Eyrig for 3. Offensive foul on Max Painter.
That's Kane King putting a box out on the much bigger Maxwell Painter, and he gets the over-the-back call. When you're outsized, you got to out-hard him, and that's what Kane King did to Painter to cause the foul.
Yeah, Tyler just mentioned it, folks. He's listed at 5'9". Right.
Gives up almost probably a half foot to Painter.
Almost certainly, for sure. Here's Clark, drives down the lane and scores! What a strong take by Brandon Clark, and 8 consecutive. And we are tied at 14, Tyler Gibb.
Brandon Clark and Brevin Hamlin have combined for 12 of Syracuse's 14 points, and they've all been at the basket.
Painter kicks it out. Sunderland tries to answer. Cannot do so. Kane King the rebound. And the Titans sprinting up with it the other way. King turns on the Jets. Cannot finish possession off the glass. Quickly the other way come the Darts. Eyring, right down Main Street, cannot finish the jam. Hunter gets the rebound, scramble for it, and King has it, and this will be the final possession of a very strange first half.
That is, how many times have we seen Davis get to the basket what looks like is going to be an easy two and they can't convert?
Very rare you see that. Clark can't pull the trigger. Is King gonna get it off? He does! Oh, and he just missed it off the side of the rim. Hassan will do it for a very strange first half. The Darts were up by 8, but 8 consecutive by the Titans has made it a tie game at the half, Tyler Gibb. I don't think we've expected this.
The energy that you see from Syracuse from the first quarter compared to the second quarter is completely different. After the first quarter, you saw a little bit of a frustrated, depleted Syracuse team who couldn't get the ball below the free throw line and was turning it over every time they tried to. The second half, especially there the last 3 minutes, you saw a Syracuse team that was running up and down the floor, getting baskets at the paint, and they really looked like the team that was in control.
Well, it was a very strange, to say the least, first half for the Syracuse Titans and for the Davis Darts. But Tyler, this is going to be a pretty interesting second half.
We mentioned earlier, Clearfield Syracuse was 12-10 at halftime just last Friday. 14-14 here. That's a 26-24 combined score for Syracuse in these last two first halves. I imagine there will be more points in the second half, but we're in for a good one.
We are definitely in for a good one as you're getting a look at Davis High honoring Corbin Talley tonight for his accomplishments with the Davis Darts. And Tyler, I know as a broadcaster, this is always something you like to see, the honoring of these players of the past. And now we can finally get to say what your dad's been bugging me about for a couple of weeks. Your aunt's name, Megan Jensen, is hanging over on the banners.
Megan, my Aunt Megan, she was an incredible talent both in basketball and soccer. Won Miss Basketball in 1995-96 here at Davis High. Led them to some state championships. Went on to play basketball at BYU. But it's always fun to see people like Corbin Talley and these other names that you see around the stadium get honored like this.
Corbin Talley, of course, known around Davis High for his 9 titles in 14 seasons, an amazing accomplishment, 46 out of 48 region titles. Time to jump around. Welcome back to Davis Basketball Game Night Live Rewind presented by Heidemann & Associates and WGU. We'd like to remind you at the conclusion of tonight's game, Tyler and I will be selecting our choice for the Heidemann & Associates Player of the Game. You can get a free consultation courtesy of Heidemann & Associates by finding them online at utah.law. And Alexander Timberlake, Tyler Gibb, by the way, here with you here at Davis High School. Tyler, the big story of the first half. We've been looking over these stats. Offensive rebounds clearly in favor of Davis. You would think second chance points would follow. Not in this case.
It really was a crazy first half from Davis's side. They had 11 offensive rebounds, 2 second chance points. And it's not because they weren't getting good looks off of those second chance points. They were missing countless ones at the hoop. It's funny because there's reasons to be optimistic for both teams. If you're Davis, you gave up so many points at the basket, that just layups that you couldn't get to fall. And if you're Syracuse, you didn't let Davis get a field goal the final 7:38 of the second quarter. You outscored them 10-3, excuse me, in the second quarter, and you really had the momentum going into the half. So both teams have a reason to be optimistic.
Well, if there's another reason for Mike Russell to be optimistic on the other side for Syracuse, his team basically doubled up the Davis Darts on shooting percentage. 5 of 24 in the first half for the Darts and 7 of 16 for the Titans. And Colby Sims, Rex Sunderland, both combined for 9 points in the first half.
Yeah, Davis has gotten off 8 more shots than Syracuse. but Syracuse has been able to limit those attempts and really challenge Davis, not letting them get anything easy. The baskets that came for Syracuse in the second quarter were much easier. Open layups that they didn't have a hand in their face.
We'll see if anything changes here in the third quarter as Sims gets the takeaway off the start. Sunderland drives in all the way and lays it up off the glass and in. And if you want a good start for the Davis starts, that's the way to do it right there with the takeaway and the score.
10th turnover for Syracuse lets Davis get an easy one. You have to limit those easy attempts for Davis before they get on a run.
Davis had their third quarter number, had the Titans in the third quarters on January 11th. Blew open a close game. Instead of it being the second quarter, used a 12-0 run to get out in front of the Titans, and eventually they were able to keep them at arm's length for the win. Here it's a 16-14 game as Tate Garf can't hit the three. Rat-a-tats into the arms of Brock Williams, and now here come the Titans with numbers. Erickson, Euro step! Woo!
Williams got the rebound and immediately turned looking to attack downhill. He got the board out on the perimeter, so he knew he had a lot of defenders beat, and Erickson joined him on the break, leading to an easy transition bucket. You have to keep looking to get those points.
That's the first basket for Caden Erickson tonight. He and Brock Williams have 2 points. Brandon Clark and Brevin Hamlin have combined for 12 of the 16 points. Garf in the corner for three, knocks it down.
Great play design by Chad Sims. Eyrig set the screen around the elbow, just extended, and let Garf go around to the corner, and Sims hit him with a beautiful pass over the top to create an easy three.
Third three-pointer of the game for the Darts. Here comes Erickson into the paint. Can't get it to go. Punched out. Who'd it go off of? One umpire looks at the other, says, I got it off the white shirts. And he agrees. It will stay with Syracuse. By the way, that Rex Sunderland basket to start the second half was the first Davis basket since the 7:22 mark of the second quarter. Syracuse held the Darts without a bucket for the last 7:38. Here comes Max Painter all the way in.
That's now 15 Davis points that have come off of turnovers. You can't let Davis get 3/4 of their points off of your own mistakes.
Hamlin in the high post. Nice pass to Erickson. Off the baseline cut.
It's the backdoor cuts that got Syracuse going in the second quarter. Another backdoor cut to get an easy two there. Great find from Hamlin.
Boy, Brevin Hamlin does it all. He's the utility Swiss Army knife tonight for the Syracuse Titans. This is knocked out of bounds. It will stay with the Darts as Kane King checks back in for the Titans. 5:14 to go here in the third quarter. 21-18 in favor of the Darts. Their largest lead was by 9. Max Painter off the great pick and roll. And back to a 5-point lead for the Darts.
We talked about the playmaking of Sunderland in the first half. You see him go off a screen and be patient, wait for Painter to roll, and that gives him time to find an easy lane to get to the basket.
Kane King got it taken away there by Sims. Sunderland for three. Hamlin gets up there for the board. And here comes Brock Williams. Davis shooting just 3 of 13 from beyond the property line. The Titans have yet to make a triple in this game. Caden Erickson taking it strong. He's fouled by Max Painter. And that's a good sign if you're Mike Russell. Caden Erickson starting to attack the basket a little bit more here in this third quarter.
He got the easy transition two for the first basket of the half. Drove another time, get into the hoop, and then draws the foul there. The problem's been at the free throw line for Syracuse. They were 0 for 4 in the first half. They finally see one fall there. They went 19 of 23 last weekend against Clearfield. They already missed 4, just their first 4 attempts in this game. You got to make the free throws in the second half.
And Caden Erickson, after being held scoreless in the first half, now has 6, all here in the third quarter, as Dax Brady checks back in for the Darts. Or rather, for Syracuse. Syracuse has not led since the opening minutes of the game. There's been 2 ties and 1 lead change, and that was when Davis took the lead 3-2. That pass is taken away by Hamblin. That man is everywhere on both ends of the floor right now for the Titans. What a night he's having so far. Erickson swing to Brady. Inside, Brevin Hamblin! There he is again!
Beautiful play design and beautiful patience. Hamblin set the screen up top for King, and then it was Brady that found him on the late roll to the basket. A beautiful pass.
A 1-point game. This is the closest that Syracuse has been all night. Sims, no, but a foul. As Dax Brady's arm came down on top of him, and that will send the senior Colby Sims to the charity stripe. Sims had just 3 points in the first half, was 1 for 6 from the field. Hits the first free throw. And Cottrell checks back in for the Darts. Want to bring you up to date on some other scores going around the network tonight. Lone Peak is currently leading Skyridge 30-19, and Copper Hills leads Harriman 37-27. You can catch those games over on KSLSports.com or on the official YouTube channels. Brock Williams can't hit the 3. Smacked out by Hamblin. Back to Brady. To Williams. And the rebound is cleared by Colby Sims. Sims into the paint. What a tough shot. Gets it to fall.
It doesn't take much for Sims to heat up. He gets to the foul line 1 possession, goes to the basket for an easy 2 the next.
Meanwhile, on the other end, we're going to get another foul against Maxwell Painter. That's his 3rd with under 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter. And that will send Brock Williams to the free throw line. And he makes the first. Sunderland back in for the Darts. Opposite number Clark back in for Syracuse. If you're just joining us, that's really the score on your screen. 26-23. It was tied at 14 at halftime as Williams hits both free throws, and now it's a 2-point game again. Irate to Painter, back to Sims. Behind the staggered screen, gets to the corner, kicks it back to Sunderland. Here's Cottrell. Sims on the cut. Can't turn around, back out. Irig, they need it. They can't get it. And Hamblin the rebounds. And the Titans once again with a chance to tie or take the lead. Clark to King for 3. No, Hamblin, the offensive board again. Williams for the lead. He leaves it short. Brady the rebound. And another chance here for the Titans, but it's stolen by Sunderland. Hamblin in pursuit. Sunderland all the way in.
Hamblin is all over the place. Multiple offensive rebounds, a near chase down block. If you're Syracuse, keep attacking the basket like this. You haven't hit a 3 all night. Every single one of your points has been in the paint, aside from 4 at the foul line. Keep attacking the basket, especially off the offensive rebounds.
Cottrell back to Sunderland. They'll reset from out front. 90 seconds left in the third quarter. Davis is not led by any more than 9. And since the start of the second quarter, they've not led by any more than 6. Cottrell get the mismatch against King, but goes back out around the perimeter. Irig. And they'll try it again. Sims draws the double, goes to the corner, Cottrell. No. Hamblin tried to get the rebound, locked it up ahead. Here comes Brock Williams. No, and he's fouled by Cottrell, and a good take by the big man to get down there and prevent the fast break bucket. And that will send Brock Williams to the free throw line. And that is now Sawyer Cottrell's third foul, Tyler.
Syracuse has gotten to the foul line now 3 times in the third quarter. We talked about at the beginning of the game, Davis needing to be disciplined, making Syracuse beat you from the outside. It's been attacking the hoop that's kept Syracuse in this game.
Yeah, and we even have it here on our stat sheet here, Tyler, that we got from the Pettingills. 14-6 the points in the paint were in the first half, as Williams knocks down both, and we are once again in a 2-point game.
After 0 for 4 in the first half from the foul line, they're now 6 for 6 in the third quarter. If they can keep making their free throws, they're going to stay in this game.
I have no comment on that, Tyler Gibb. You know where I'm going with that. Here's Sunderland all the way in. The scoop and the score from the captain. And it's back to a 4-point lead for Davis, and this will be the final possession of the third quarter.
The announcer's jinx doesn't count until they're actually at the free throw line. After they're done with the trip to the foul line, you can then talk about it.
Yeah. Okay, I guess you're right on that one. Clark for 3. Knocks it down! There's the first 3 of the night for the Titans, and we're back to a 1-point game. Sunderland with 4 to Eyrig for 3, and the answer, yes sir! And that's the end of the third quarter. 1-3 at one end and 1 at the other. Tyler, what a fourth quarter this is going to be.
We're in for a treat. Sunderland brings the ball up. Syracuse sends a double. They leave Eyrig open with just seconds on the clock. You can't leave a shooter open when there's under 5 seconds in the quarter. But we're in for a ball game. 8 minutes to play, 4-point game, anything can happen.
Anything can happen, folks, is the right words. We'll be back to start the fourth quarter after this. You're watching Davis basketball on Game Night Live Rewind. Well, folks, grab your snacks, grab your drinks, buckle up tight and get settled in. Syracuse and Davis going toe-to-toe in this defensive slugfest as the Darts lead 33-29 to start the fourth quarter of Davis Darts basketball. Game Night Live Rewind presented by Heidemann and Associates and WGU. Alexander Timolip and Tyler Gibb here at Davis. We are ready for the final 8 minutes. It was tied at 14 at halftime. It was 19-15 in the third quarter. Most of the points came from this man, Rex Sunderland. Henry Eyrig out front, who hit the 3 at the end of the quarter to beat the buzzer. Eyrig to Cottrell, back to Painter, back to Sims, and around the perimeter they go. Sunderland on the baseline. Sunderland to the free throw line. No! And the offensive rebound behind by Cottrell. A new possession for the Darts.
If you're Syracuse, you hate to see such a great defensive possession wasted because you can't come down with the rebound. You have to attack the glass.
Sims to the paint. Inside. Lays it up. Count it. And 1.
Sims got downhill. He had Painter to his right, and only Hamblin was in the way. A nice little pump fake on the pass over to Painter, gets Hamblin to bite, and then he gets King to reach around from behind on the easy layup.
Colby Sims to the free throw line. 7 minutes, 2 seconds left here in the fourth as Sims misses the free throw. Another offensive rebound and another possession for the Darts. Here's Eyrig. Sunderland matched up against Clark. Drives downhill all the way in. Can't finish it. The offensive rebound, though, Shovel to Painter, but Cottrell too hot to handle on the pass. Here's Brock Williams. A two-possession game with 6.5 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. Williams for three. Here come the darts the other way. Eyrig into the body. Cottrell, they need it. They cannot get it. Nobody can hit a three from beyond the crosswalk tonight. And they'll reset out front. Erickson. He has 6 second-half points on the baseline. Couldn't find Brandon Clark in the corner. It's out of bounds. Back to Davis.
Good idea by Erickson to drive. He was able to get inside. Looks like he needed about one more dribble to create the passing lane to find Clark in the opposite corner. Clark just hit one to end the third quarter, so if you can get him an open look, he may be in rhythm. Something that Syracuse has struggled with from behind the paint or behind the arc.
5:43 to go here in the fourth quarter. Sunderland, lob on the block. Right idea to get it to Max Painter, but another missed opportunity for the Darts. And that's been the story of the night so far for them, Tyler.
Yeah, Eyrig and Sims set a great screen at the free throw line for Painter to get open, and they had a great look for a layup, just not able to get the pass to him.
Titans with another opportunity. Williams to Clark. Thought about it. And now Semrau has it. To Williams, to Erickson. Semrau looking for Hamlin in the high post. They'll bring it back out to Clark. 5 minutes left. Two-possession game. Nobody is close to the bonus yet. Clark into the paint. Blocked there by Eyrig. Scramble for it on the floor. Sunderland gets to it first. And he gets the timeout. And it will be a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it here on the air.
3 minutes into the fourth quarter, Syracuse hasn't got a bucket, and they have wasted a few opportunities to get a rebound and get going the other way. You have to limit the second chance opportunities for Davis. Points haven't been easy to come by tonight. You have to maximize your possessions.
We want to let you know that KSL Game Night Live Rewind's coverage of high school sports is presented all season long by WGU. You make 2022 the year of you with a $2,500 scholarship when you apply online only at WGU.edu. Now you can study on your own time and at your own pace with WGU, online, accredited, and affordable. 4:53 left to go here in Kaysville, Utah. If you're just joining us, Alexander Timolip alongside my broadcast partner, Tyler Gibb, here at Davis High School. And what's been a rock fight so far between Davis and Syracuse. It was tied at 14 at halftime, but since then, the offenses have started to pick it up somewhat. But it's still a 6-point game with under 5 minutes to go in the fourth. Sawyer Cottrell trying to change that, and he does!
Good patience to let Hamlin fly by. Hamlin's been all over the place tonight. Gets him jumping there, and Cottrell's able to slow it down, lay it up for the easy two.
Semrau out front. Syracuse has not scored a basket yet here in the fourth quarter. But we're going to get a wraparound hip check called against Sawyer Cottrell. And after the bucket, Tyler, that's his fourth. Wow. Could be key down the stretch. Cottrell has 4. Max Painter has 3. Here comes Brock Williams. Caden Erickson back to Brandon Clark. Clark to the free throw line, dribbles back out. Erickson into the paint to Hamlin.
Great job to keep his head up. Eyrig slid over on the opposite block, leaving Hamlin wide open. Erickson had his eyes up and was able to just lob it to him for the easy 2. Makes it a 6-point game, just under 4 to go.
And that ends a 7-0 Davis Darts run. The largest lead for the Darts was 9. They haven't led by any more than that since then. Here's Sims out front. Here's Sunderland back to Painter. And Sunderland again. Sunderland drives to the post. Can't get the shot off. Back to Cottrell. Now here's Eyrig. And we're going to get a holding foul called against Caden Erickson.
Good patience from Davis. There's no need to go anywhere. You have a 6-point lead with 3:15 to play. Syracuse gets a little antsy knowing that time's winding down. Picks up the cheap one.
Close to 3 minutes left to go. Sunderland pass deflected, but got it to Painter. Back out to Eyrig. 3 minutes left. A 2-possession game here in Kaysville. The Darks trying to hang on and get their 20th win of the season. The Titans trying to get an upset victory on the road. That would likely take them inside the top 15 of the UHSAA RPI, where they're currently sitting just 0.6 of a percentage above Layton. Sims lost the handle. Back out. Tipped. It will stay here, though, as this possession is going well beyond a minute 20 seconds here, Tyler.
No shot clock. You start to get antsy if you're Syracuse. It's hard when it's only a 6-point game, but you just can't get the ball back.
Eyrig. No. Sims the offensive rebound. They'll just keep draining that clock all the way down to oblivion.
And that's exactly what you can't afford, is an offensive rebound in a game like this. Only the 4th foul for Syracuse, so not in the bonus for another 3 fouls. But you have to make sure you limit Davis to 1 possession.
2:25 is left here in the 4th quarter. 37-31 in favor of Davis. And a reach-in foul is called against Caden Erickson, and that will be number 2 on him. Brock Williams just picked up his 3rd.
Erickson just looked over at Coach Russell. They're wondering, do they start fouling right now? They only have 5 fouls. 2:23 to go. It's hard to get the ball back.
And they'll talk it over right now. 30-second timeout called by Mike Russell. And Syracuse. Well, looking ahead, Davis has Clearfield next Tuesday, and then they will have Fremont at home for senior night next Friday. And we talked about it coming on the air here, Tyler. Syracuse has to play both of the teams they're tied for second with, Farmington and Fremont, back-to-back. And so you have to think a loss in either one or both of those games will make, sorry to possibly give you a heart attack, but it will set up a virtual playoff game against Layton next week on Thursday.
If you're Syracuse, you love that you get the chance to prove yourselves in the final 2 weeks with your biggest games in region play. You start out with the toughest one, Davis. You've played them hard. You've kept it close. You can carry some momentum going into the final week and a half. We'll see if they can somehow make a comeback or escape with one here.
They double Sims out on the perimeter and they foul him.
6 fouls, 16 fouls for Syracuse, so 1-1 on the next.
And that's the 4th foul on Brock Williams. So Painter has 3. So Painter has 3, Cottrell 4 for Davis. And now you have Williams and Erickson both in foul trouble. Williams is 4, Erickson 3. And as you just said, Tyler, that will put the Davis Darts in the 1+1 bonus. And it'll be Henry Eyrig going to the line. And he makes the first.
That's a big one from Eyrig. We've seen Davis have the ball for almost 2 minutes now. Makes it a 3-possession game, and with only 2 minutes left, who knows if there will be 3 possessions that they can come by.
And another offensive rebound, but Clark gets to it. Goes in. It will not be an and one. They will say it's on the floor. Reach in on Colby Sims. Of course, the traveling Syracuse fans didn't like it, but I think that's the right call.
Clark seemed to be talking to the ref along the baseline, like almost saying, he didn't even foul me, he just ran by. Could have been a big opportunity for Syracuse to get a quick 2.
2 minutes left. A 3-possession game. Both teams are in the bonus. Davis will put Syracuse in the bonus on the next foul. Darts are already in the bonus as it is. Erickson underneath. Back out. Hamlin, 10-footer, short. And Painter the rebound.
Williams caught that deep. He got a great pass from Erickson. I would have liked to see him go up strong, either for a basket or draw some contact and get to the foul line. Instead, it puts Hamlin in a tough spot to hit a mid-range jumper. That's not the strong suit of his game.
And Caden Erickson just picked up his 4th. Out front. Tate Garf will check in for the Davis Darts. He's going to replace Colby Sims. And a timeout is signaled for by Mike Russell. It's a full timeout. We'll take it with them. We'll be back in 30 seconds after this word from WGU. You're watching Davis Darts basketball on Game Night Live Rewind.
College wasn't built for me.
I didn't care if I had to work a double shift.
Or if my kid had a fever.
Deadline's a deadline.
I want to set the deadlines.
I want to take tests when I'm ready.
I want to take courses on my time.
And speed up when I know my stuff.
I want a university that cares about me.
Tests on your time, courses on your time, graduate on your time. WGU, the nonprofit university of you.
Back here at Davis High School, this is Davis Basketball Game Night Live Rewind, presented by Heidemann and Associates and WGU. Alexander Timolip, Tyler Gibb, 1 minute, 29 seconds to go here in the 4th quarter. The Darts have kept the Syracuse Titans at arm's length all night, but 2 big free throws coming up here for Rex Sunderland, as it is still a 3-possession game.
1-1 for Sunderland. A guy you'll want at the free throw line if you're Davis, but there's always pressure in a one-on-one situation.
But if there's one thing that Sunderland knows how to do, it's hold his nerve. The team captain for the last year and a half for these Davis Darts. As Sunderland hits both free throws, and this is now equaling the largest lead that Davis has had tonight. 40-31 in favor of Davis. Into the paint, Hamlin, and a body-up foul called on Henry Eyrig with 1 minute 16 left to go. And that will put Brevin Hamlin on the line. They announced it as a 16 foul. So no 1-1 yet for the Titans. 1 minute 16 left to go. Looking to someone to get it into. He gets it into Semrau. Semrau can't pull the trigger. Into the paint. Clark trying to chase it down. Out of bounds. Turnover to Davis.
Good idea by Semrau to hit Clark cutting to the basket, but Clark wasn't looking. He was heading out to the opposite corner. Tough when you're not on the same page. It leads to the turnover.
Davis has outscored the Titans here in the second half, 26-13. Or 26-17 rather, as Sunderland is fouled on the floor. Doesn't matter, it'll be 1-1 anyway. Dax Brady picks up the foul, his second. As King and Brady will rotate out, and Erickson and Williams will rotate back in for the Titans.
This game felt like it changed when Brandon Clark hit the 3 for Syracuse with about 5 seconds left in the 3rd quarter, and Davis comes down the other way. Sunderland finds Eyrig for a 3 at the buzzer to put him up 4. You felt the momentum kind of swing to Syracuse, and Davis took it back just like that. Carried that into the 4th quarter as part of a 7-0 run.
A good thing for the Davis Darts to get the Syracuse Titans off their backs and keep them at arm's length here in the second half. A full timeout, signal for by Mike Russell. But we're going to go ahead and keep it on the air here to give you all at home an update on what's going on around the region. Well, Tyler, looking at the Skyridge game, Lone Peak has had their lead shaved to 5, and meanwhile, Copper Hill's running away against Harriman 68-49. For Skyridge, that's a pretty big game because Lone Peak, even though they are winless in region play right now, they're still a team to be reckoned with in the top 15 of the RPI right now.
You see their potential. They got up by 15 on Skyridge, but you also see how fast they can let that slip away, as it's now just a 5-point game with over 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. You never want to play a team that has that potential to get hot. So if you're Lone Peak, you got to figure out how you can do that consistently. Yeah, and
Vince Francis, our cameraman over here on our right, just told us that the bugaboo for Lone Peak's been the third quarter all season long. And it looks like it's going to come down to the final seconds in that one, as it did about a month ago. You can catch that game over on KSLSports.com. As we're finishing up here, as Sunderland misses the second free throw. A 10-point lead for the Davis Darts, their largest tonight. Here's Semrau. Handoff in the corner. And Williams hits the 3 and a timeout. Quickly signaled for by Mike Russell with 43.7 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Tyler Gibb and I will be on our way out after this game, of course. I think we should let the folks at home, Tyler, this is the continuation of a long slog for me. 3 games in 7 days that will continue as it looks like at this point we're headed to Riverton Copper Hills for their senior night game on Friday. At this point, that'll be a fun one to watch.
Coming from Hawaii, you've got the whole tour of the state of northern Utah.
Yeah, I really
covering
have.
all these games. You get familiar with all the schools around here. Fun to call the games.
Yes, it has been very much a treat, really, to call the games. A game on Friday will mean I'll have done 10 of these. And, coming from Hawaii, there is no better atmosphere, I think, than what I've seen here in the 10 games. And especially the 4 or 5 games you've done with me, that's been a treat, I think, as well.
We were here just a week and a half ago for the Davis-Layton game. That's always one of the better atmospheres in the state. Davis-Layton, big rivalry. The schools always show up. And Davis does a great job. Their students, they're always into it, no matter the opponent.
We've enjoyed watching this Davis team throughout the season so far, as Sims will get it to Painter, or rather Cottrell, back to Sunderland. And they will foul Rex Sunderland with 33.3 seconds left, as looks like Carter Semrau might have gotten poked in the eye there. Sunderland goes over to help him up. And the captain will head to the free throw line with 33-3 left here in the fourth quarter. The Darts' largest lead has been 10, but they didn't get to that point until about a minute left to go here in the fourth quarter. It's been close throughout. The Titans have kept it within striking distance the whole game. And Tyler, I think, going back to your point earlier, Mike Russell will definitely be pleased with the way his team fought in this game, because I think they made it a whole lot closer than I think a lot of people predicted.
The game's been close all the way until the last couple minutes when Davis has extended the lead. If Syracuse is able to shoot better throughout the course of this game, who knows what might have happened. They couldn't get anything to fall from deep. They finally got one in the fourth quarter from Williams and one at the end of the third from Clark. So we see Clark try a deep one there. But it's all in the paint. They just couldn't get it going from outside. It's hard to beat a Davis team when you can only get points in the paint.
As Tate Garf goes up and finishes it off. This now the largest lead for the Darts tonight, as it's 45-34. Erickson drives, floats it, will not go. Sunderland the rebound. And for the second consecutive season, the Davis Darts have eclipsed the 20-win plateau as they defeat the Syracuse Titans 45-34 in a game that probably, I think, Tyler, can only be really appreciated after viewing its final act.
That's right. It was a hard-fought game. It was a fun game, even though there wasn't a whole lot of scoring involved. A lot of hustle, a lot of great plays defensively that led to some excitement.
Davis will be off on Friday. They'll play Clearfield Tuesday and close out the regular season with Fremont Thursday. And as we said, boy, what a big stretch coming up for the Syracuse Titans. They have Farmington on Friday, Fremont Tuesday, and then Layton on Thursday to close out the regular season. Boy, if you're first-year coach Mike Russell, you couldn't have asked for a tougher way to close the regular season. 3 virtual playoff games.
Russell will find out a lot about his team in the next week and a half. A lot of great things seen from them tonight. The Titans going forward, they have a chance to prove themselves, or they could crumble. We don't know, but if it's anything like it was tonight, Syracuse showed a lot of fight, a lot of hustle. You love what you see out of them going forward. Should make for some great games in the next week and a half.
And Tyler, now let's do this. Our Heidemann and Associates choice for player of the game. I'll start with you. Who's your choice?
It has to be Rex Sunderland. He led the team in scoring. He was a playmaker. He really controlled the pace of the game when Davis needed it. You look to your best players when it's a tight game, and that's what it was. It was a tight game at half. Sunderland came out first possession of the second half, got a steal that led to an easy 2, finished out the third quarter with a great pass to Eyrig for 3. He controlled the pace all night for Davis.
And you know what? I'll agree with you on that. I'm going to go with Rex Sunderland as well, but can we please throw an honorable mention in for Brevin Hamblin? I mean, what a game that young man had for Syracuse.
He wasn't able to get the win, but he did everything in his power to try to do so. He was all over the floor. You love to see that fight and that leadership from Brevin.
Well, what a good game, Tyler. And if this is what it's going to be for the rest of the season, I guess I'll see you on Friday then. Not a very fast turnaround for us.
That's right. We're hitting the meat and bones of the season. You love to see intense high school basketball as you head down the home stretch.
Want to thank our crew tonight. Vince Francis here on the track with us here at Davis High School. And we'd like to thank all of you for joining us for another presentation of KSL Game Night Live Rewind's coverage of high school sports. Again, the final score, Davis 45, the Syracuse Titans 34. For Vince Francis and our entire crew, I'm Alexander Timolet and my broadcast partner Tyler Gibb. Until we meet again, Malama Pono Kekai Ige Kai. Take care of one another, everyone. Good night.